Hello, Kevilmaniacs. This is o.Rocks, and welcome to another podcast video. Today I'm about to bring a topic for today's podcast. We're all going to talk about game console launches. So, what we do experience about game console launches, like when they're about to be released? Um, well, it's again a little bit of a roller coaster of some things that's happening when consoles finally been released in stores that we've been waiting for so long. You know what I mean? So yeah, it is a very awesome experience for us gamers who really would love to wait for the final days until the game consoles that we already saw from E3 and somewhat, or at the some console awards or something. Um they've released, or they've shown those consoles like on the trailers, like as a reveal, and how well, it depends of our opinions how shocked we are, how great it is, or how dumb the design is. I don't know, that depends on your guys' opinions. um Anyway, since game consoles, like the new consoles, finally been released in stores, um, like the launch consoles, um, I can tell that gamers like the rest of us gets excited to try out the brand new systems for the very first time, of the companies that we grew up with. Um, to tell you the truth, Maniacs, well, there are game consoles that were launched, or I should just simply say the game console launch versions. They dealt with some issues during the time, and yes, there, because the launch versions of those consoles might end up with leading some technical issues, like screen glitches, firmware problems, game reading errors, connectivity issues, other stuff like, and also it freezes up the game for no reason. Um, what else? It's happening. Man, are there any other defects that's happening on the the launch versions of those new game consoles? Um, what else? Um, well, I did mention about glitches, and also doing that in game, and also unresponsive. Uh, what was it? Unresponsive controls. Like I remember like there are like the. Believe me or not, I witnessed something on the internet and seeing those the launch versions of the Nintendo Switch 2. Like, I seen one of those problems that happens on the Switch 2, the launch versions of them, before the real one is on sale. Anyway, I'll get to that one later. But anyway, I've remember watching the videos on YouTube, and I witnessed one of the Nintendo Switch 2 handheld home consoles had some issues. Like, and again, there, what I'm explaining to you, Maniacs, are the launch versions of the Nintendo Switch 2, like when the console's finally been launched. You know what I mean? Anyway, I seen like some problems trying to transfer data from the original Switch, like to bring the data from the original to the Switch 2, but all of a sudden it doesn't transfer very well, and they got stuck in that screen, and they can't reset or turn the console off, and somewhat that's pretty that's a nightmare. No disrespect. Anyway, also, I seen one of those video clips from someone who has issues with their launch versions of the Switch 2, of seeing the Switch 2 typing randomly or probably selecting something, and even the player is not doing anything. It just does it itself. It's like it went on its own. And there's some screen flickering and issues here and there from the Switch 2. And also, like I remember from the other video on YouTube that the store is now open, and the Nintendo Switch 2 consoles are finally been launched in Japan. Once the players or the customers in the store from Japan tries out the Switch 2 handheld for the first time, even though they already tried it at the conventions, like when they're trying out the console and the controllers and everything. I remember when they were playing Mario Kart World, all of a sudden, the screen from the TV is black. It has been turned black, or a black screen. But it's not the TV that's worn out. No, it's the Switch 2 dock. Like, there's having some serious issues, and the employees are trying to find a way to fix it. Like trying to connect the Switch 2 onto the dock. And whew, that shows a first sign of the launch versions having some issues now. But again, Nintendo Switch 2 is pretty awesome. No joke and no lie. I love the Switch 2. Even though I don't have it, maybe someday I will. But right now, I don't have it. But later on, I will. I don't know. That depends. And again, the Nintendo Switch 2 is really cool. But to be honest with you, Maniacs, buying the launch versions of the game consoles that were released, it is going to end up being difficult. And seeing something or witnessing something that maybe it could, I don't want to sugarcoat or anything on this part, but that is like a waste of money. Maybe it will be best if we can just wait a little longer for the launch versions to finish and bringing the consoles again, but this time for sale, because the launch versions of the consoles that maybe all of you Maniacs witnessed, or what you saw on YouTube as well, it could waste money because of those defects that you guys witnessed, or what you saw on video. And it will be best to just continue to save your money, or keep the money that you already saved, and wait until the consoles from the game companies that we grew up with sell them those consoles again, but this time selling them on sale in the stores instead of getting the launch versions, because the launch versions, it just having some technical issues. But when they finalize the consoles for real, and it's fully functional and playable, this will be a chance to get it. And this time, as your first experience of trying to try out the consoles that was finally released for the first time, in your perspective. So yes, Maniacs, the Nintendo Switch 2 is pretty cool, and no joke, Maniacs. And like I already said, I love the looks and how it plays. The Nintendo Switch 2, the sequel, is incredible. The console, I meant, home/handheld console, because, well, you already know. Same with me, and also the PS5 and the Xbox Series consoles. Probably they dealt with those issues before when they are launched, but they already fixed it up years later, so they're still doing it, unless they're planning to make more of those, or also plan on making a new console. And yes, they're planning to do a launch, but later on, the newer consoles, maybe someday in the future, will be on sale instead of getting it on at launch. Because at launch, we could predict that there could be some serious technical problems like before. So yes, Couple Maniacs, the lesson here is that even though the consoles that's shown on trailers is really cool and we're excited to get them at launch, but it would be best not to get the launch versions of the consoles that were about to be released because, well, we witnessed it before during those gaming times. We're dealing some technical issues and mechanical problems and controllers and other things. That could be a terrible thing or experience when we finally got it in purchase of the launch versions, and also it's gonna end up like breaking itself for no apparent reason. It will be best to just keep the money and just wait until the launch versions are done, and the companies will finally remake those consoles to fix the issues, listen to other people's feedbacks, and you can get them for real in stores when it's on sale. Not the launch versions, but the fully playable versions, or the originals, I would say. So anyway, Couple Maniacs, that is the end of this podcast video. Thank you everyone so much for listening. And before I go, let's pay respects of two of the legends who sadly passed away this month. Ozzy Osbourne, the legendary rock and roller, the King of Darkness, and the immortal Hulk Hogan, the legendary iconic wrestler in the WWE. They both been passed away, and it's really sad that the iconic wrestler and the legendary rock and roller who left this world and saddened their fans. And I felt sorry for the family, the Osbourne family. So respect and love for the Osbourne family, and the family of Hulk Hogan. So let's give respect to the legends, and may their spirits rest in peace.